This nurse kind of goes crazy and just starts killing her patients. Now, the nurse's name is Elizabeth, and Elizabeth is around 40 years old when the story starts, and she's living in Ontario, Canada. Now, Elizabeth, she's got all kinds of problems. She's struggling with addiction issues and relationship issues and mental health issues. Life is just not going well for her. But then, one day in 2007, she gets a little bit of hope. She gets hired at a nursing home to take care of elderly people. And this is great for her. I mean, it's a good job with good pay. However, a few days after being hired, things start to go south. Because Elizabeth, she's taking care of this 87-year-old dementia patient, and suddenly she starts hearing a voice. She's thinking, oh, maybe this is like a demon, or maybe this is some sort of god, but this voice is telling her to kill this patient. And so Elizabeth gets an insulin pen, and she injects the patient with a really high dose of insulin. Then she leaves the room, and she kind of just leaves her there to die. Now the other nurses, they notice something's wrong with this patient, and they stabilize her, and luckily she ends up surviving. And of course, no one suspects Elizabeth did anything wrong, plus the patient has dementia, so it's not like she can snitch. So then, Elizabeth decides to do it again. One day, at work, she's working with another elderly patient with Alzheimer's, and Elizabeth, she finds this patient really annoying. Like, he doesn't know where he is, he's been calling out for his wife all night, so it's actually really sad. But Elizabeth starts getting that feeling again, that devil talking to her, or however she describes it, and so she gets an insulin pen, and she comes back, and she injects the guy with 50 units of insulin, which is actually double the dose of the last time that she tried to kill a patient. The next day, the staff finds this man passed away in his bed. And again, no one sees anything out of the ordinary. Elderly patients pass away all the time, so no one suspects Elizabeth. So a few months later, she does it yet again. She unalives another patient in the exact same way as the previous one. However, that doesn't stop her from talking about it. Like, she feels like she's just gotta tell people. Like, one day she confesses to her girlfriend, just like randomly, like, hey, I killed 2 people at work. And her girlfriend is like, yeah, don't do that again or I'll call the police. And that's just kind of the end of the conversation. Like, it never comes up again. Elizabeth also confesses to a nursing student what she did. But when the nursing student threatens to report her, Elizabeth convinces her that no one will believe her. So the nursing student ends up not reporting the confession to anyone. And about 2 years go by. Elizabeth decides to get back in the game. So she's back at work, taking care of a dementia patient, and this patient is apparently being difficult and stubborn and refusing to take her meds and all that. So Elizabeth starts feeling that anger or hearing those devil voices or whatever it is, and that is when she snaps. And she gives this woman an overdose of insulin, and the woman dies. A few weeks later, Elizabeth does it again, and this patient isn't being difficult or doing anything wrong at all. But Elizabeth sees her laying there quietly, and she feels like she needs to die. So later that night, she injects her with a massive dose of insulin, and that's it for her. While all this is happening, Elizabeth feels a lot of pressure from her job. I guess she finds it stressful to be in charge of so many patients. So to help her with the stress, she turns to painkillers. How does she get these painkillers? Well, she starts stealing them from work. Like, she'll steal them from the drug supply, sometimes she'll steal them from her own patients, sometimes she'll steal them from dead patients. But she gets her drugs, and they relax her and they get her through her shift. And about 2 more years go by,